Hey everyone, Goji Fan Predator 2003 here with a review today. Now, as you can see, I have at least two monsters in the background, and there's a reason for that. So sound off in the comments if you know their names, as I'm saving that for I'll do the reviews at a later date. But right now, see if you can guess the categories at the end of the video. Without further ado, here's what I'm reviewing. This is Scorpiss from Ultraman Cosmos. Now, this monster appeared in the movie Ultraman Cosmos: The Blue Planet, and to be honest, it's one of those monsters that you don't only see once, and one of the kinds you don't ever see very often again in the Heisei era. But over time, some people recognize it, though some people recognize some monsters from those times, but not all of them, especially the ones in movies. But anyways, and his role in the Blue Planet was basically an antagonistic monster, but more like one against his will, like an unwilling henchman. So one lands on Earth, fights Ultraman Cosmos and Justice, and gets taken out, but then a few more come around under mind control, and soon they get defeated. But then the big boss comes, but after that, no more arrive. So, with that out of the way, yes, this monster is one you don't see very often. And getting into detail here, you could see that it's obviously an insectoid type of monster. Along with the back shell, it's very spiky, and there is a bit of paint damage on it, amongst a few paint scrapes and paint chips and such. That's obviously because not all figures age that well. Not especially this guy. Now, he has 3 claws, and they're painted with a silvery paint, though that's starting to age. The same with the white or whitish gray spot on his chest. And he has bits of maroon or reddish brown on his throat and inside his shell. And he has some sort of fur going on that's like a light brownish to, I want to say, differentiate from his body. Though, to be honest, it's more than likely to hide the human legs underneath, along with these legs surrounding the other 2 feet. Then you got the rest of the tail. It's articulate. Well, this is articulate at least. And you can see that there are some little legs here, so that's interesting. And apparently this can curve, so you can give this sort of motion where it kind of swings, then point it this way, where it swings. Yeah, so that's a bit of fun. And an interesting thing to do on a figure like this. Now, he also has a horn, as you can see, and even the inside of the horn is painted with that same reddish brown from earlier, and his eyes are yellow, and his mouth is a reddish brown, and the spikes that protrude over here, their paint is wearing off, but some of it is still there. They're a bit dull. I imagine they used to be a bit sharper. And there's also some white paint on the top, more like a white airbrush by the spikes. So, yeah. Now that that's out of the way, not only can his tail articulate, but his arms can move a bit, along with his legs. So he has a bit of limited range of movement there, but not the tail, as you saw earlier. Now that that's out of the way, let's get down to size comparison. Now, here I have... Shoot. Oh boy. Here I have Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. And, well, you can see the obvious scale difference. I mean, look at this. I think Scorpiss used to be... Hang on. I got something here. I believe he used to be around this size next to an Ultraman, or around this. I'm gonna need to rewatch the film again, but I think that this is a bit more around the size, and yet this seems. I mean, look at this. It seems accurate enough. I'm gonna try some here. Hang on. Almost got it. Almost. There we go. Yeah. See, I think he did this, or is at least is capable of doing it with his opponents. And I don't think he'd stand a chance against Mechagodzilla for obvious reasons. Comparing him to the other two monsters here, you can see that he's actually quite short. I think he'd be around more their range, or around this guy's range. Anyways. So, for his abilities, he's able to fly since he came from another planet. Also able to burrow. He can obviously grab and smash a few things, and has a few energy attacks. Probably fire-based. But overall, that seems to be it. And given that there were multiple that were dispatched quite easily, well, I guess that's at least one reason he's not that very memorable. Same with the other two, as you see. Again, sound off in the comments if you remember these two's names. I'm saving that for all of you. Saving that for all of you guys to figure out. So, anyways, here's also another comparison. Next to King Joe Black. I mean, look at this. Again, he'd probably be around this size. And yet King Joe Black would still have a bit of an advantage. So, yeah. Anyways, so far, I'd say this is actually oh, I almost forgot to tell you that this head can rotate. Well, that's silly upon my end, but anyways, so far, this guy is worth finding. Very worth finding. A unique monster. Actually, almost every monster in Ultraman is unique. So that's something. And yeah, I definitely like this guy. One of the more obscure types, and I tend to like that a lot. Some are obscure, some are famous. I tend to like obscure a bit more, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, that's it for this review. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video or an upload, and leave down in the comments if you can guess the theme for this. You can guess the theme for these three monsters at least. Now that's said and done, I'll see you next time. Till then, be safe. I'll see you till then.